So I was thinking to myself, how could I wear more of my superhero t-shirts and tie it in with the holidays? And then I thought, Spider-Man spends a lot of time up on tops of roofs, just like Santa. I bet they know each other. I bet they're friends. But then I had a better idea. I thought to myself, what would happen if Santa Claus were bitten by a radioactive spider? Then he'd be Spider Claus. Spider Claus does whatever a spider does. Spins a web, catches thieves, rides a sleigh, Christmas Eve, look out, here comes the Spider Claus. See? Great, great Christmas story, Christmas cartoon. I would love that. So, we're here for gentle Vinyasa flow. I have a chair today because we'll do some Warrior 3 and also some other things for balance that you might like to have a chair for. You don't have to have a chair. But I also wanted to take a moment to talk about mountain pose because this weekend I was playing the Grinch in our Winter Wonderland. And I was walking around like this a lot. And after a while, it started to bother my back. Because walking around like this will bother your back, which is why we don't normally do that. So what I did, whenever I had a little break, a little chance, I did mountain pose. Because mountain pose really aligns the spine, puts things back where they belong, feels great. So maybe you don't think about that. Like this happened once I was in a museum that had like a marble floor and I was walking around for a long time, my back got sore. I thought about drawing my abs in. So that spinal alignment, that'll do a lot to relieve back pain if you think to do it. So let's start in mountain pose today. Let's talk about again how we get to the pose and what it should feel like and what it does for our bodies. So I'm here with my feet about hip width apart. This is one way to do mountain pose. Lots of folks have their feet closer together with their big toes touching, a little space between the heels typically, whatever works best for you. This might be a little bit more challenging. This might be a little bit more stable. So I like to start just shifting weight from one foot to the other, sort of grounding into the floor, distributing my weight between the 2 feet. And then we can peel up all the toes. From the pinky toe, one toe at a time, sort of creating that pada bandha, that foot seal, that foot lock against the floor. Legs are nice and active, so the thighs are active. And if you have a block, you can actually do this. You put the block between your thighs and try to spiral your thighs inward so that the block moves back. I don't know if you can see that block moving up, but actually the block can move back as I activate the thighs and spiral inward. Draw the kneecaps up. So my legs are nice and active. Core active. Think about that Uddiyana Bandha as we draw the abs in and up, creating some lift here. We lift the sternum. Imagine drawing the head up toward the sky. Shoulder blades can roll back and down. We're reaching out to the fingertips. Arms are nice and active. And we're sliding the sacrum down, lengthening the lower back. Now here's where you really get that benefit I was talking about. If you think about your pelvis as a bowl, a lot of us have that bowl tipped forward quite a bit. Maybe tipped back too much. So we just want to put our hands on our hips for a moment, get the feel for the pelvis, where it is, and rock it back and forth, mobilizing the spine, but then trying to find that kind of halfway point, which might not feel completely natural, because if you're used to being here or here, being in a natural alignment might feel unusual, but it might feel pretty good too. So if you think about your sacrum, sliding your sacrum down, drawing your abs in, so it's got the active core, the long back, and this is where we find that nice alignment, that nice mountain pose, where you can relieve the tension in your back, might feel pretty good. A lot of times when folks are exercising and they kind of find this alignment for the first time, they'll notice how good it feels, because their spine is where it's supposed to be. Your spine's not supposed to be ramrod straight. It has natural curves. And the way those vertebrae and those little intervertebral discs are shaped, they all fit together in that nice curve. If you have it bent or too forward or back, you're putting too much pressure on those discs, creating problems. Just take a moment here in our mountain pose. I'm going to come back to mountain pose a little bit later. But for now, let's step out to star pose. We're going to warm up in star pose today with our feet turned out, our knees pointing toward our toes. Now typically, in star pose, I say we have our legs about as far apart as a leg is long, like creating an equilateral triangle. We're just warming up right now, so maybe we aren't quite that open yet. So be aware that we're not open yet, we're not warm yet. So if you have to adjust your feet closer in, or whatever you have to do to make it comfortable, that's fine. We're warming up. Let's open up into star pose, reaching up to our fingertips, nice and active, expanding the body, finding lots of space first. Practice sinking breath as we move between star pose and goddess pose, creating our moonflower flow. Inhale, expanding. Exhale, sinking. Keep it easy. Inhale. Again, we're still warming up. We're just getting started, so we're not doing it full out. Taking our time, following your own breath. Sinking breath. Inhale. Exhale and sink. Now think about maybe sinking a little deeper if you can. And as things start to feel more loose, you might open your legs a little wider, whatever works for you here. Let's take it to our sunflowers now with our right arm on top. We'll swoop and scoop up those flowers and lift up and swoop and scoop. Nice and easy, warming up, getting the blood flowing, mobilizing the joints. One more time. Inhale, expand. Let's exhale, now coming into yoga squat. Make it an easy one. Just go whatever feels good here. And rise. Opening up. Inhaling to rise. Exhaling our sinking breath as we come down. One more time. Rising up. Let's come to Skandasana now. So let's come down here and extend one leg out to side lunge. Now, again, early on in class, if you only want to come down part way for this is fine. If you want to go deeper, you can. If you want to lift your heel, you can. Do whatever works for you as we warm up. We're going to shift back and forth 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll come back to center. We'll inhale and rise back up. Let's get our feet set for star pose. If we have to adjust our stance again, that's fine. Inhale, expand. Exhale, moonflowers. Inhale. Exhale. Nice and easy. Just try to be aware of how the poses feel today. Just sort of get into your body. Observe the sensations. What feels good, what doesn't. Take it to sunflowers now with the left arm on top. As we soften the knees and swoop down, scooping up those imaginary flowers in our arms. And rise and back up. Swooping and scooping. Always working in the range that works for each of us. One more time. And we'll rise, come into yoga squat again, working in an easy range right now. Inhaling to rise. Exhaling to sink. One more time. Let's come down. Let's walk over to the left side. Again, this can be your Skandasana for now if you like. You can come down lower if you like. You can lift the heel off the floor if you like. Let's shift back and forth 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll come back to center and we'll rise up. Catch your breath. Let's break that down. Make a little flow out of that. Again, make it easy. Just building some heat, getting your heart rate up a little bit. So starting from star pose. Inhaling to expand. Exhaling for moonflowers. Inhaling to rise. Exhaling, right arm leads sunflowers. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squat. Now let's just stay down here and walk to right side Skandasana. Come back to center. And rise back up to star. Exhale, moonflowers. Inhale, rise. Left arm leading on sunflowers. And rise. And squat. We'll stay down here. We'll shift to the left side for Skandasana. Whatever version of Skandasana is working for you right now, that's great. We'll come back to center. You can put your hands on your thighs if you want to rise up. Star. Inhale. Exhale. Moonflowers, goddess. Inhale, rise. Exhale, right arm leading on sunflowers. Inhale, rise. Exhale, squat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, come into Skandasana. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back to squat. Inhale, rise. Exhale, moonflowers. Keep the legs open. Inhale, rise. Exhale, left arm on top, sunflowers. Swoop and scoop. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sink to squat. Inhale, lift and shift left for Skandasana. Inhale, lift and shift back to squat. Inhale, rise. Exhale, moonflowers. Inhale, rise. Exhale, right arm on top for sunflowers. Inhale, rise. Exhale, squat. Inhale, exhale, Skandasana. Inhale, exhale, squat. Inhale, rise. Exhale, moonflowers. Inhale, rise. Exhale. Left arm on top for sunflowers. Inhale, rise. Exhale, squat. Inhale, exhale, lift and lower, Skandasana. Inhale, exhale, back to squat. Inhale, rise, back to star. Take a breath, shake it out. All right. Things opening up, loosening up a little bit. I have a blanket here just in case I want it later, by the way. Let's come back to mountain pose. Find your mountain. Roll those shoulders back and down. Slide those shoulder blades down your back. Let's take a moment to really give a big shrug and a big shoulder roll back. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, pressing them down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. Let's inhale, lift. And exhale to heart center. And sink the hips back, coming into chair pose. So we're still keeping that same length in the upper body. That same openness across the front, shoulder blades back and down, abs in, long spine. Let's inhale to rise, and exhale to chair. Maybe sinking a little deeper each time we come down to it. Following your own breath. No rush. All right, next time we rise up, stay here for a moment. You can just watch. I'm going to come into my chair now and bring my left arm across my right leg and rise. And my right arm across my left leg and rise. So it's just a gentle, gentle twist. Inhale, rise, exhale. To the right, inhale, rise. Exhale, take it left. And again, as you go along, you might find a little more range to warm up this rotation of the spine. Keep it easy. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's come back to heart center. Now let's go ahead and bring our toes together. We'll go into a deeper twisting chair now that we're warmed up a little bit. So let's sit back in the chair. And the deeper chair will help you with this twist a little bit. Let's just bring the right hand across the left leg. Let's just keep the palms together. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, and turn. Let's hook the right elbow across the left leg here, if we can. And we'll press the left hand into the right hand. We can also make a fist with the left hand and push into the right hand. As you inhale, try to find length in your spine, and as you exhale, you might deepen your twist, turning to the left side. Breathe, extend, lengthen, and twist. Relaxing back to center. Let's rise up. Find that mountain. Release the back a little bit here. Inhale. Come to heart center. Inhale. Let's exhale and sink and turn the left elbow over the right leg. Hook it. Press into it. And you can push the right hand into the left hand. You can make a fist with the right hand. Push the fist into your left palm. Inhale, extending your spine long. Exhaling, twisting to the right. Always trying to find that length in the spine. Couple more breaths. Let's relax back to center. Inhale and rise. Shake it out. All right. Let's go through our mountain flow now, and then we're going to build on that to go through all of our 3 warrior poses with some variations to create a flow following that. So let's start with our mountain flow. It's really a half of a sun salutation. We'll start with mountain. Tall spine. Always nice to just take a moment and roll those shoulders back and pack them down. Most of us are a little bit forward oriented, so taking that moment to roll those shoulders back, find that openness here, also creates some nice space in the shoulder joint, makes it easier to move the arms up. So we'll inhale to rise. We'll exhale to soften the knees and swan dive. Arms come out to the side, knees are soft. Folding the belly onto the thighs, letting the head hang. Letting the arms hang for a moment. Just feel the weight of the head. Relax the back, relax the shoulders. Now with your right hand, we'll grab the left elbow. With your left hand, we'll grab the right elbow. This is ragdoll. We can nod the head like we're shaking our head yes. We can shake our head like we're shaking it no. We can sway our arms in and out or side to side. Just trying to release any tension from the neck, the shoulders, the back. Now releasing our fingertips down toward the floor. On our next inhale, let's come halfway up, flat back, halfway lift, resting our hands on our shins. Still finding that length in the spine. So think about your upper body just as though it were still in mountain pose, with your shoulder blades sliding down your back, your sternum lengthening up, pressing the crown of your head forward, nice long spine, not hunched, but rather a little bit of lift in your sternum for your halfway lift, flat back. Inhale, exhale, release back down. Inhale, come to halfway lift, that long spine. That's all about today. We're about long spines. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale. On our next inhale, we'll circle, sweep, and rise all the way up. Exhale and swan dive back down. Inhaling to halfway lift. Exhaling to fold. Inhaling to sweep up. Exhaling to swan dive. Inhaling halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise. If you've got your chair, let's orient ourselves so that we're facing our chair. And we're going to work our way through warrior 1, 2, 3. Make a little flow out of it. We'll start in the mountain. Roll the shoulders back. Reach out to the fingertips. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Let's exhale to heart center. Let's inhale the left foot back, coming into lunge. Just exhale, sinking into your lunge. High lunge with the leg long and straight. Now we'll inhale and exhale. We'll pivot that back heel down, coming into our warrior 1. A couple of options for warrior 1. We'll do long stance today, I think, because it'll be easier for our flow. So if you're used to doing short stance, go ahead and try long stance if you like. Don't worry about how square your hips are in long stance. Long stance tends to keep the hips more open than short stance. So open hips is going to be okay for today. I'm going to try to line up our heels in a line. The back foot's about a 45-degree angle for the edge of the mat. The front knee is stacked over the front ankle. Now over time, we'd like to work ourselves down to something like a right angle bend in that front leg if we can, keeping that back leg strong. And then squaring the hips, whatever range we can, but be very mindful of this back knee. Don't twist it too much as you try to square your hips. I'm going to have my extended arms here. You can have prayer hands or cactus arms, whatever you like. So finding our warrior 1, we'll settle in for a couple of breaths. Then we're going to inhale, expanding up, and exhale, opening to warrior 2. So for warrior 2, the front leg is pretty much the same. Going for a right angle bend, stacking knee over ankle. And look down, you should just see your big toe there. The back foot becomes a little more parallel to the edge of your mat. The heel of your front foot lines up with the arch of your back foot. Let's think about levelizing our pelvis again here. Remember that we tipped our pelvis up and back. Let's find that neutral pelvis. Pack the shoulders. We're going to reach out through our fingertips, gazing past the fingers of our front hand, our right hand here. Let's just take this to reverse warrior for a moment. Reaching over. You can reach straight up if you like here. Just bring breath into the side body to expand these ribs. The left hand can rest on the leg. We'll take a half bind, whatever you like. So reverse warrior. Now, inhale and exhale. We're going to shift toward our front foot and bring our weight onto the front foot. If you have a chair, you want to use your chair, go ahead. We're going to float the back leg up, coming to warrior 3. It's going to help you to use your Mula Bandha, your root lock, engaging your pelvic floor and your core. You can keep your hands on your chair if you like. You can also reach back for airplane arms. You can reach forward or out to the side. Warrior 3. float that back foot down. Let's come up, and we'll step up to our mountain pose. Other side. Inhale, expand. Exhale to heart center. Inhaling the right leg back to our high lunge. Find that lunge, sink into it for a moment. And inhale, lift, exhale, sink into warrior one. Stacking front knee over front ankle, trying to line up the heels. The back foot turned out. Try to feel how the upper body is rising up and the lower body is sinking down, creating some tension in your midsection, lengthening your spine. Let's inhale to lift, exhale, opening warrior two. Again, trying to stack knee over ankle, lining up heel with arch, reaching out through fingertips, sinking down, levelizing pelvis. Sometimes thinking about sliding your sacrum down is really helpful here because we tend in warrior two sometimes to kind of arch the back, let's tuck under, draw the abs in and up, sliding sacrum down. Inhale, reversing warrior, either lifting up or reaching over. Resting hand on leg or taking a half bind. Now let's shift to the front foot and float the back leg up into warrior three. Really pushing back through that heel, flexing that foot. You can extend the arms back in airplane to the side or forward. Again, the chair is just an option. Just exhale that back foot right down. Inhale and rise up. Take our flow. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, left leg back into high lunge. Exhale, just sink into your lunge for a moment. Inhale, rise up, and exhale, dropping into warrior one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, coming forward. Inhale, floating that back leg up off the floor. Exhale, that back leg down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, heart center. Inhaling, right leg back, high lunge. Exhale, sink into it. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop into warrior one. Heels lining up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, opening warrior two. Inhaling, reversing warrior. Exhaling, shifting forward into the front foot. Inhaling the back leg up off the floor, long spine, long leg. Exhaling the leg down. Inhaling to sweep up. Exhaling, we'll swan dive. Inhaling, we'll halfway lift. Exhaling, we'll fold. Inhaling, we'll rise. Exhaling, heart center. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, settle into the lunge. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sink into warrior one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, shift forward into your front foot. Inhale the back leg off the floor. Exhale the back foot down. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, right leg back, high lunge. Exhale, sink. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pivot the back heel down to warrior one. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, open warrior two. Inhale, reversing warrior. Exhale, shifting your weight into your front foot. Inhaling the back leg off the floor, warrior three, whatever option you like. Exhale the foot down. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. One more round. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, left foot back to high lunge. Inhale, lift and sink into warrior one. Inhale, lift and exhale into warrior two. Inhale, reversing warrior. Exhaling, sinking into the front foot. Inhaling the back leg up, warrior three. Exhaling the back leg down. Inhaling to rise. Exhaling to heart center. Inhaling the right leg back, high lunge. Exhaling, sink. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop to warrior one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open to warrior two. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, shift the weight forward to the front foot. Inhale the back leg up, warrior three. Exhale the back leg down. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale to heart center. Catch your breath, grab a quick drink if you want one. I took us through all of our warrior poses. We're going to move down to the mat for a lot of the class today, but I want to do a couple more things with the chair if you have a chair. You don't need a chair. Let's do some balancing work though. There's some nice ways to use a chair as an assist in our balancing poses. So I'm going to do tree pose. And obviously I could just hold the chair with one hand to come to my tree pose. But what I'm going to show you today is to do your tree. I'm going to do it standing on my right foot as I mirror you. Just put my left leg on the chair to create my tree here. So now my arms are free to come to heart center. And I'm still, even though I've got my leg on the chair, I'm still really focused on grounding into the right foot. So just take a moment and feel that right foot sealed against your floor. If you're not using your chair doing regular tree pose, I'm going to assume you've got your own options. That's great. So starting from heart center, lots of lift. What are our tricks for tree or for balance in general? Remember, we engage the pelvic floor, we engage the core, so we're creating a nice engaged core, both sides of the body connected and braced and stabilized. We're trying to find ourselves a stationary spot, a drishti, a focus point. We can stay here, we can extend up, grow the tree. If you want more of a challenge, you can sway the tree. We'll come back to heart center. Take a breath and come off. Just going to switch sides. So if you don't like tree because it's just too hard to balance, try your tree with a chair. So this time I'll ground into my left foot and rest my right leg here. Start at heart center. And again, even though I've got my leg rested, I'm still really trying to ground into my left foot. Now, I'm actually, as I do this, trying to see how little pressure I can put on the opposite leg, so I can almost float that leg up here. So even if you're using your chair, you can still improve your balance by trying to put more of your weight into your standing leg and use less of the chair for support. It's like a light resting. You know it's there so you won't fall. It gives you permission to try to balance more on your standing leg. So I'm at heart center here. I can stay here. My drishti, my Uddiyana Bandha, my Mula Bandha. I can grow my tree. One nice cue I used to hear in the Iyengar class I went to was imagine sky hooks, like you've got something you're grabbing onto here that gives you stability as you reach up. You can also sway. So come back to center, back to heart center. Relax, shake it out. All right. That's a nice option for tree. How about dancer? So, let's face the chair. Let's roll the shoulders back and down. I'm going to sweep the right arm up and shift the weight to the right foot and bend the left leg. Already, if I'm having trouble, I could just grab the chair with my right hand instead. So I can be here or I can be here. Bending their left leg. I'm going to grab the inside of the arch here. And now, I can stay here, just balance here if I like, or I can kick the foot into the hand. And as I do, I open the hip and I begin to hinge forward. Find a drishti. Again, you can grab your chair if you like, pressing your chest toward the floor, opening up your hip, in your dancer pose. Find whatever works for you. We'll rise back up. We'll shake it out. All right, rounding into the left foot, rolling the shoulders back, sweeping the left arm up, or grabbing the chair, bending the right leg back. And if you have trouble, here's a trick that I do sometimes. If you have trouble like bending your leg behind and grabbing it, try just lifting your knee first and grabbing it this way, and then pulling it back. Grabbing the inside of the arch, kicking into the hand, hinging forward, opening the hips. And rising back up, shaking it out. All right. Put that aside. Let's come down to the floor. We'll have a seat to start. And we'll go into bound angle pose, Baddha Konasana. Remember how earlier we were warming up our hips, opening up our legs in our moonflower, sunflower, squats. So let's keep with opening up those legs. We'll bring the soles of our feet together. And my guidance is to have your feet about as far from your torso as one of your feet is long. But you can always adjust that as you like to. Further in or further out, whatever is more comfortable or more challenging, whatever you like here. I'm going to grab my ankles. Some folks like to grab their feet, which is fine. I don't like to twist my ankles that way, so I just grab the ankles themselves. Inhale tall, lifting the sternum. Got that mountain body in the upper body still, mountain pose in the upper body. And exhaling, hinging forward, still with the long spine. So less of a forward fold, more of a halfway lift. Still with a long spine. And if my elbows come down to my inner thighs, I can lightly press, but I don't have to press hard. I'm really trying to find length and openness here. I'm going to rise back up. Come to my hands and come to my knees rather. Just a real quick trip through our side plank and gate pose today. So from a kneeling position here, I'm going to bring the right foot out to the side and seal the foot against the floor with the toes pointing forward. Take my warrior two arms. Inhale. As I exhale, I'm sliding my rib cage to the left, bringing that left hand down. I can make a fist with that left hand if it's more comfortable. The right arm can reach up or can reach out past my ear, making a nice line here. I can stay here, finding length, or I can lift and lower that right foot a few times. Trying to stabilize the core. I'm going to seal that foot back down. On my next inhale, I'm going to lift, reach up, and pull myself up and come back to my warrior two arms. Inhale, and as I exhale, I'm going to flex this right foot, sliding ribs to the right. I can grab the toe with my peace fingers. I can grab my foot. I can grab my shin. Whatever I reach is fine. I'll try to spiral my chest open. My left hand can come straight up or can come over. If it's my practice, I can try to bring my hand all the way down. But try to keep some openness here in your body. For gate pose. Let's inhale and lift back up. Exhale to side plank. Just seal that right foot down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to gate. Inhale to lift, side plank. Inhale to lift. Exhale to gate. For 3, inhale, exhale. For 2, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and 1. Let's come back to center. Take a breath. It's a nice little flow here for the obliques, your waist basically, these muscles of your core. Other side. We're going to ground that left foot down, seal it with the toes pointing forward. Inhale, expand your warrior 2 arms. Exhale, sliding to the right. Right hand comes down, make a fist if you like. Left arm can come up or over. In our modified side plank. You can stay here. You can lift and lower the left leg. And we'll inhale to rise back up. And exhale, flexing the left foot, sliding the ribs to the left. Again, peace fingers can grab the big toe, you can grab the foot, you can grab the shin. You can sweep the right arm up, we can spiral the chest open, we can reach the arm over, or we can reach down toward the foot again. Whatever works. A couple of breaths. Let's flow it. Inhale, lift. Exhale, side plank. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sliding into gate pose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, side plank variation. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sliding into gate. For 3, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. For 2, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And 1. All right. Let's just come down to hands and knees now. Always nice to have a blanket handy. So I've got knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. My option is always to make fists for wrists. Let's find that mountain pose now on our upper bodies. Let's slide the shoulder blades down, draw the abs in, lengthen the spine. Let's create lots of space between our ears and shoulders. Inhaling, we'll lift the chest and tailbone, looking forward of the mat, coming into cow pose. Exhaling, we'll scoop into cat pose. Inhaling, lifting into cow. Exhaling, scooping into cat. Now I invite you to follow your own breath. Let your inhale tell you when to lift to cow. Let your exhale tell you when to scoop into cat. So rather than breathing when you move, now we're moving when we breathe. As you finish your next round, we'll come back to neutral spine. We'll bring our big toes together and open our knees wide and push back to a child's pose. You can float your forehead down to the mat or to your blanket if you like. Your arms can be forward. You can stack your arms if you like. You can reach back beside with your arms if you like. Just bring our awareness to the lower back and feel the gentle decompression of the lower back as our hips sink toward our heels. Let's plant our hands under our shoulders and lift up. Let's bring the hips over the heels. Hips over knees. And we'll slide the hands forward into a puppy pose, letting the forehead sink down toward the floor. And now sliding forward onto the belly. Take a couple of locust poses here. Option to stack your hands and rest your forehead on your hands, or to grab opposite elbows like you did in ragdoll and rest your forehead on your forearms, or to bring your arms out to the side or back down at your side. We're going to inhale and lift the legs off the floor first, just enough to engage the glutes and lower back. We're not trying to hyperextend. We're not trying to arch the back as hard as we can. Just trying to wake those muscles up and make them strengthen a bit and relax back down. Now we'll float the chest, shoulders, and head up. Again, just enough to engage those back muscles. And relax it back down. We'll do 2 more times through. You can lift just the legs and then just the upper body again if you like, or you can lift the legs twice or upper body twice, or you can lift everything if you like. So your choice. Inhale, find your lift. Exhale, relax it down. And for a variation, if you're doing both with your arms at your side, you can inhale and lift and imagine squeezing a beach ball behind your back with your hands. Relax it down. Let's just push back to child's briefly to release the back. Sink into it. Let's walk our hands to the left side of the mat. We can stack the right hand on top of the left hand if we like. Inhale, and as you exhale, we'll sink that right hip back down in case it popped up. We're going to find openness in the right side body here, and we're going to use our breath to expand those ribs on the right side of the body. Let's inhale and exhale our hands back to shoulder width. Settle in for a breath or 2. We can inhale and exhale, taking our hands to the right side of the mat with the option to stack the left hand on top of the right hand. Inhaling and exhaling, we'll sink that left hip down because it probably popped up a little bit. And we'll use our breath to expand the left side ribs. And we'll inhale and exhale back to center, settling in, finding breath. And now, shifting forward onto our bellies, let's drop our elbows under our shoulders and sink our hips down. We'll bring our legs together, coming into our Sphinx pose. So I've got shoulders over elbows. I can interlace my fingers if I'd like to here. Right now my forearms are parallel. Abdominals are relaxed. Lower back is relaxed. Whole midsection of the body is relaxed. Hips are melting into the floor. I'm using the strength of my arms and upper body to push my elbows down, lift my chest up, and kind of pull my elbows back as I pull my chest forward. Getting a nice abdominal stretch here, but not engaging the lower back. This is not a back bend. It's not an active back bend, it's passive. The work is in the upper body, the back is relaxed. Shining the chest forward. Let's press back to hands and knees. Go ahead and, if you've got your blanket, put that blanket down and put your knees on your blanket for now. And we'll step the left foot forward, coming into Anjaneyasana. So I've uncurled my back toes. I can rest my hands on my front thigh if I like. As I shift forward, pressing my hips kind of forward and down, so I'm getting an opening and stretch from the back leg and my right leg. I can keep my hands here, where it's nice and stable. I can also come to heart center, or cactus, or extended arms. Sinking and opening that hip. And then pressing back, extending the front leg for a half split. I'll flex that front foot. I'll bring my hands down. If I have blocks, when I use blocks here, I can. I need to keep my spine long though. So I'm not hunching and rounding. I'm lengthening and lifting. Lifting. I'm lifting. That's a good one. And then folding deeper as I exhale. My Hanumanasana. Shifting back forward to Anjaneyasana, walking my hands up, lifting the chest. Whatever your hands are doing, I recommend lifting your chest. That will open your back hip more. If you're leaning forward a lot, you're going to lose some of that hip stretch in the back. Now, if you can't do it because it's not comfortable, then do what you can do. Just come back to that awareness of the body. What sensations are you feeling? Where are you feeling them? You need to adjust something to work harder or not work quite as hard. Sink back, flexing the front foot, folding forward, Hanumanasana. Lengthen and deepen. Feel the sensation. You should feel it right back here, but it should not be painful. If you have to grab onto your chair or something to keep yourself elevated where you can stretch without hurting yourself, use your chair, use your blocks, use some books, use some cushions, be creative. Your body won't care what you're using as long as you're finding that right spot. Let's step left leg back. Bring the right foot forward. Shifting the hips forward and down into Anjaneyasana. You may have to move your front foot further forward or your back leg further back to find a nice opening and stretch here. Hands can stay on thighs, chest is lifted. We can come to heart center. Cactus arms, extended arms. Find what works for you, breathe and sink. Remember the sinking breath we used earlier? We inhale to maintain, we exhale, perhaps go a tiny bit deeper. And then we'll shift back, flexing the front foot, coming down to Hanumanasana, long spine. Inhale for length. Exhale to deepen for hamstring stretch. So my three favorite things are what? Twists. We did twists. We'll do some more in a second. Maybe we won't. We're running out of time. Hip opening and hamstring stretches. Shifting back forward. Anjaneyasana. Keeping up. Breathing and sinking. Pressing back. Hanumanasana. I think we are going to cut right to our Shavasana now. Turn that foot back. Let's make our way down onto our backs now. If you have a blanket and want to roll it up to put under your knees, feel free. So finding our way onto our backs, Letting our arms float down to our sides with our palms up, letting our feet just fall out to the side, letting our eyes softly close. Perhaps we need to adjust our hips or our shoulders or our head to find a comfortable length in the back or the neck. As we find that, we begin to scan the body, starting at the top of the head, relaxing muscles in the forehead, around the eyes, softening the jaw, relaxing the neck, letting the shoulders just melt down, arms relaxed, fingers are loose, abdominals are sinking in, hips are grounded, thighs are relaxed, knees are soft, feet falling out to the side. Maybe 1 or 2 deep inhales and sigh it out, releasing any tension you have left. And then just bringing awareness back to the breath, allowing any thoughts to pass through, calming the mind, relaxing in Shavasana. You can stay in Shavasana for as long as you like. Whenever you're ready, we'll just deepen the breath to start. Maybe we wiggle our fingers and toes. Maybe we circle our wrists and ankles one direction and the other. And then we can bend our knees and plant our feet. Let's plant our feet about as wide as the mat. And just windshield wiper the knees from side to side. And we'll roll on to one side, stacking hip over hip and shoulder over shoulder. Pausing here for a couple of breaths. And then with as much ease as we can, we'll press ourselves up to our comfortable seats. Bring our hands to heart center. Thank you so much for sharing this practice today. Namaste.